I know your sound's not working. Okay, so now we have two sessions. Walter is going to be in this main plenary session, and he's going to talk about EU sustainability reporting. And his session will be translated. He'll be speaking in English and it will be translated into German and Spanish in this section. If you want to, you can also go into the breakout room where you can hear Monica, and she'll be talking about about the Matrix 5.1 and Matrix 6.0. So if you wish to hear about the Matrix in English with no translation, please go to the breakout room. You should be able to see that at the bottom. If you can't see it on the bottom of the video, there should be 3 dots, a circle with 3 dots that says more. Try clicking that. And the breakout room option should be in there. And we'll just give people a minute to choose their room. I can see people are now moving across. Yeah.
So should I move to the breakout room as well then?
Please don't, because I can't present it.
Okay.
I'm not ready. I could probably say something, but you'll definitely do a better job. Great. Okay, I can see people moving across now, and we have good attendance here as well. I think we can kick off, Walter, if you're happy with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So can I share or?
Yes, you should be able to.
Okay. Yeah, then hello also from my side. Probably some of you know me, others might not. Maybe I just spend a few words on introducing myself. I'm Walter Kern, currently in ECG, more or less charged for the EU policy advocacy, and together with colleagues. To my history, so as a young person, I was convinced that technology and innovation would save the world. That's why I first became a computer scientist and spent a lot part of my professional life trying to improve the economy. Over time, however, I have come to realize that technology and innovation is primarily used to accelerate economic growth and capital accumulation, and that finance is there in the driver's seat. So we do not only have fiat money, so to say, but also a fiat economy. Fiat in the sense of flawed in all terms, or it works also in German, fehlerhaft in allen Teilen. I don't know if it works in Spanish, so sorry, colleagues, for and that's why after the financial crisis, I moved into sustainable finance and volunteered in ECG, because I'm firmly convinced that without financial turnaround, there will be no economic turnaround, and such a turnaround is urgently, if not to say desperately, needed. Yeah, so now to the presentation of today. I should be able to share a screen. A sec. So I don't know what you see now. Probably a horse, or?
Yes, we see a horse with a lady.
Okay. Now you should see a presentation. Okay.
Yes.
So, by the way, the lady on the horse was my dog. So what I plan to talk about today is about EU sustainability reporting regulation. That's a very broad field, so I will keep it short. I just the good news at the beginning, the EU sustainability reporting regulation is is meanwhile in force and it's gaining momentum. Yeah, so the big companies are already working on it. Some even voluntarily published their 2023 reports in accordance with the new rules. Yeah, so it's really gaining momentum. But today I would like to just come up with a basic understanding. Maybe not everybody in the room has spent time with reporting regulation yet. And then I just want to give you an update on what is available in supporting materials, and then current status and a short outlook before we start into Q&A. So the idea is to really spend time with Q&A and to keep the presentation as short as possible. So basic understanding. So reporting regulation is, as I said, a broad field, and it's this you see the gear wheels. It's all working together. It's all based on the EU Sustainable Finance Action Plan, which had different goals. One was to reorient financial flows towards a more sustainable economy. And therefore, of course, there's a definition needed, and that's the EU taxonomy, which defines which economic activities are considered sustainable. Then there is a regulation targeting at the financial market players, the guys in the driver's seat, as mentioned. So they have their own disclosure requirements, but therefore, of course, they need information from the companies they invest or to whom they lend money. So what they finance or insure, and therefore there's the CSRD, the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, with a lot of requirements to disclose sustainability information, which is then also used by financial market actors to fulfill their own requirements. And you might have heard about the Corporate Sustainability Due Diligence Directive, which is not having its own reporting requirements, but the reporting happens via CSRD. But that is the new kid on the block. The European Union just decided to put that in force as well, and so this all works together. But today we will focus mainly on CSRD, where everything comes together. So the taxonomy reporting also happens for real economy enterprises via CSRD, and also the CSDDD reporting will happen via CSRD. So we will not focus on reporting for financial market actors. So just to give you yeah, where to find information about it. Yeah, first of all, there is no lack of information, so there is tons of information out there. Nevertheless, the single source of truth always is the law, and that's where that you find at the European Commission, or now as the national adoption of the CSRD is imminent. Of course, the national transposition or the national corporate sustainability reporting laws are relevant as well. But it is a directive. That's why it has to be transposed into national law. Nevertheless, it is not that much room for the member states to deviate from what is in CSRD. So if somebody is not familiar yet and wants to get a quick overview, then CSRD Essentials, I put the link here as well. It's a publication from GRI, provides a really good overview, and it's done together with Pascal Doron, he was the rapporteur of the European Parliament for the CSRD. So it's a very good overview that can be used for getting first things. But all the details and the laws and the delegated acts and everything else you find on the website of the European Commission. So meanwhile, these asset companies have started, so they need supporting material. And now there is, since end of May, there is implementation guidance out there for the main topics of the CSRD, which is one is materiality assessment, the handling of the value chain, but also in implementation guidance 3, it's a list of all the data points, more than 1,000, that can be found in this guidance. And there's also actually people can use to get an overview on what CSRD reporting is all about. So these guidances are non-authoritative because, of course, EFRAG isn't a legal body. That's the European Commission. They are just supporting or consulting the European Commission on sustainability reporting. That's why it's not authoritative. But the approaches and methodologies that are in these guidances can be seen as examples. But as EFRAG has developed the standards, it is of course clear that they have a deep and good understanding of what they produced and deliver to the European Commission. So therefore, it should be quite good what is available there. So then there's a Q&A platform where companies, preparers, but also consultants can ask questions. First, explanations have been published, more to come. By the way, there's also planned an implementation guidance on transition plans, but that is still work in progress. So what will come probably later this year. So as I said, there's a Q&A platform. You find it at EFRAG. First explanations have been published. There is also information on interoperability. Here an example, interoperability between the ESRS, the European Sustainability Reporting Standards, and the ISSB, the International Sustainability Standards, Sport Standards. That is especially interesting for big companies reporting based on both standards. So, short outlook: the status is that what you have seen, but there is more to come. There will be an XBRL. There will be standards, first of all, for the small and medium size enterprises. There will be a digital taxonomy for machine readability. Up to 40 sector standards still to be developed. They have been just postponed by 2 years. There will be a standard for non-EU companies. There will be standards on assurance, limited and reasonable, different reports, the first evaluation reports. And as said, all this within the next 2-3 years. And then with this short introduction, we are in the Q&A, and I would stop sharing.
Thank you, Walter. Thank you.
It's really difficult. You on all the different aspects you could spend hours and days. So that's why it was quite a rush through the topics just to give a short update. So now
I think it gives a really good introduction and a really good flavour of the immensity of the topics. I'd love to hear from the people listening. Do you have any questions for Walter? Or any comments or challenges you might be facing in this area? Crystal, yes.
Ja, ich möchte gerne das leider in Deutsch. Ja, hört ihr mich?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Kann man mich hören? Also ich
Walter, if you
muss
could
das,
translate the question into English
Yeah,
after Christos
I'll do
asked
that.
it,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
they can
yeah.
translate it into Spanish. Yeah, thank you.
ja, das wäre sehr nett. Mich würde interessieren, welchem Zusammenhang das jetzt steht halt zur GBÖ-Zertifizierung, weil, wenn ich das richtig im Kopf habe, die CSRD ja wahnsinnig viele Elemente halt abfragt und viele Kennziffern hat und von daher das von der GBÖ-Matrix nicht abgedeckt wird. Und gibt es da einen weiteren? So.
Yeah, so I try to summarize the question.
So Walter, actually, they've said they have translated it into English.
Okay.
But if you need the
Perfect.
English translation as a listener, you need to switch to the English translation room, just so you know. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
Carry
I don't need a translation. Yeah. So of course
I'm sorry. Could Walter summarize, because we haven't clicked through.
You weren't in okay, yes, go on then. Please summarize
Okay.
again, Walter. Sorry.
Yeah, so it was about the connection between CSRD and the ECG reporting, or the ECG balance sheet, because CSRD is huge, and how does this come and fit together? Of course, there is a parallel session on how we ECG is planning to integrate CSRD aspects into the ECG balance sheets. That is what Monica is just presenting. Nevertheless, yes, the overlapping between ECG balance sheet or the ECG reporting and CSRD is not that big. It's less than 20%. So companies reporting on based on CSRD, they have to do it because that's mandatory. So if they fall under the scope of CSRD, they have to report CSRD, and in parts can use that reported information can also be used then in ECG as far as it is relevant, and it will become even over time more relevant because there will be some integration of CSRD or ESRS into the balance sheet. Yeah, so at the moment, overlapping is quite minimal. I don't hope I have answered the question. If I
Thank you, Walter. Yes, I can see another question in the chat, or rather a comment that is important to mention. Kirsten, would you like to raise this?
So it's about the question from Argentina following European regulation and companies that export or are part of value chain must report. Yeah, so there's certain aspects when companies have to, even non-EU companies have to report. Yeah, so that standard is not out yet. So, but it will come. And it will be at a later point in time. So there's a phase in at the moment. It's just the companies already falling under the scope of the former NFRD have to report, and a year later the large companies and SMEs and non-EU companies come later, 2028. And there will be a standard for that as well. But already before, due to different other legislation like the Supply Chain Act, there will be information needed if companies are in supply chain of the big companies, and also for in several aspects of CSRD, supply chain needs to be considered. Yeah, not only own operation but also supply chain, and therefore there will be kind of a trickle-down effect to suppliers, and due to this supply chain consideration. Where supply chain has to be considered and how the value chain has to be considered, you can easily find in that guidance that was mentioned on one of the slides prepared.
Thank you. Thank you, Walter. We've run out of time and it's super interesting and there's more questions. So I wonder if would it be possible, Walter, for you to have a look through the questions and answer them in the chat for the ones that we haven't got to yet? That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I can
Thank
do
you so much. And the people should be coming back from the breakout soon as well. And then we're going to switch to hear from Oliver about city-owned businesses. So Walter, thank you so much. Thank you for your wealth of information and your enthusiasm and your contribution to the movement. Really appreciate all the work that you do. And it's lovely to connect. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, unfortunately, the CSRD creates a lot of work. There's a clear advantage because it's now mandatory. There's a given reporting standard, but the demands from ECG are still more relevant even than before, because there's still no assessment of sustainability performance. There's still no consequences. It's just creating data. But it's a step in the right direction, at least something.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It is a step in the right direction, one of many steps. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so then I focus on the questions.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks, Walter.
You're welcome.
I'm going to close the breakout and bring people back now. Okay. Excellent. So, Oliver, are you there? I'll spotlight you. I can see you there. Yes, great. Let me just add your spotlight so everyone can see you. Let's change this one. We'll just wait a second, about 30 seconds, Oliver, for people to come out the breakout. It had a minute's timer on it. They should be coming back now.